Howdy, howdy, folks. Welcome to Babble with Bronies. I am your host. My name is Everlasting Joy, along with my good co-workers, Twilight is Magic and Mr. Ben. We want to thank you all for coming by and hope you enjoy what you have to see. We've got a lot of stuff to cover, so let's not waste any time here. Good, he is here. First of all, I know we always like to start with the news, and this is going to be one of the last warnings I give. Otherwise, guys should probably be well aware of how we work here. We do discuss episode synopsises, and boy, howdy, did we get dropped with them this week. So we're going to start off here with our usual notes of that. I'm going to kind of be skipping around between announcements and news. But let's get started. First of all, of course, the big one, that there were 4 episode synopsises released here over this week. There are 2 separate links. Every site I went to that had them, they had only they grouped the first 3, but then the 4th one got a separate post. So I got to do it this way. Yeah, very funny, Matt. But we'll get there when we get there. Long story, and yes, I do leave it open for discussion. So if you guys have something you want to say about the synopsis, and that's why we talk about them, is because sometimes they can bring up some good synopsises. Anyway, episodes 1 and 2 are Princess Twilight. Now a princess, Twilight Sparkle's summer sun celebration plans are put on hold when Princess Luna and Celestia go missing. Getting some lag here. Or it was minor. Anyway, and then part 2 is, in order to save Equestria from the Everfree Forest, Princess Twilight and friends must bring their elements to the Tree of Harmony. And yeah, here's where Matt was referring to, folks. Castle Mania. While in Luna and Celestia's old castle, the ponies are convinced it's haunted by the Pony of Shadows. By the way, Pony of Shadows, I'll get back to that one, but first 2 episodes, what do you guys have to say about that? Very funny, Dr. Derps. Here's the link, by the way, for everyone. Anyone else smell Sombra, by the way? That's why I said Pony of Shadows. Sombra. If you could see it, I do the shifty eyes. I'm going to take that as everyone has said what they need to say. So let's move on. And of course, the next one is episode 4, Daring Don't. Yeah, talk about bringing a much-loved character back. Rainbow Dash and friends offer to help their favorite author finish her latest book. I'm going to just go out and say this right now, folks. Gee, are they trying to break both the 4th and the 5th wall here? And for the record, folks, yes, the 5th wall is a legitimate thing. Look it up. But all I'm going to say is, the last thing I'm going to say about this episode is, if it is the way I'm thinking it, subtle. Very subtle, you guys. To be fair, that is, given a lot of the crap they get flung with, I don't blame them. That's what people were saying, Matt, and let's not give that away. I'm just going to say let's not give that away. Too late. However, Ewa's comment there. What I will say is it's up for grabs. I'm not going to put it past them, but I wouldn't be shocked if they pull someone else out. Mr. Ben. All right. Now, a bit bigger news on BwB's behalf. Some of you might have already gotten this because I was linking it out to you guys, but this one is more on the official grounds. Don't worry about it, Ewa. This one's more on the official grounds. The new BwB website has been launched. Whatever. Load. And I know it's not the best of resolutions here, and I'm not going to blow it up for the chat's sake. But, yeah, it looks ugly because it's been condensed here on the screen, but just work with it here. Check it out. We will be operating here. Minimize mine. Never mind. You guys don't need to see my ugly mug. Anyway, the point is that our new site has launched. We will now be operating on here. Updates will be made up here. The old tripod site will eventually, probably within this week, be deconstructed and removed. So we're working here now, folks, and I'm much happier here. Let's just get that out of the way. So yes, I'm hoping that this one brings a lot better options than the old one. And someone last week, same day actually, to the day, that's what I meant. Someone suggested that we bring up a forum for us, for Babble with Bronies. And way back when I interviewed Equestria Forever, I was offered it, but I decided not to do it just because, who's going to want to do that? However, we have launched. I don't know if you have to. I do not know if you have to register in order to post on here. However, I will be posting the episodes to here, and off-air discussions can be taken place here. We'll link to it in our contact site on the new BwB site. Everything will, like I said, any and all discussion will take place here. We'll see about, a lot of things. But for off-air discussions, you can always, of course, talk to me live. That's assuming I'm on Brony State, that is. Or you can just post them here, and things we'll discuss from here. So, check it out. Register if you must. I'll be posting this week's episode up when we're done here, and we'll see how this works. That's what I'm looking for. And finally, in the news, we've got the finishing off as per tradition. Our the Brony State movies this week for the week of the 8th and the 9th. Our A movie is The Fifth Element, which has been shown before, at least once. Pony 1 is The Ticketmaster. The B movie is the movie 9. Needs to be 8, by the way. 8. Sorry. And Pony 2 is A Bird in the Hoof. So stop on by on the 8th of November at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for our Friday night Brony State movie night. There's also an encore for a European encore on Saturday, the 9th, at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Stop on by. Hope you like what you see. And, well, yeah, stop on back. It's a lot of fun. You guys should do it at least once. I highly recommend it. No, 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 no. It's 8 people. Weren't you, Mr. Ben of all people? Don't you remember that old stream? 8. Let's see here. That's the end of the news and announcements, folks. Normally I would ask for between art and videos. However, we do have a flash game to show off this week. What I like to do with those folks is to get those done with first, so that way we can then move on to art and videos after that. And I'm actually really excited about this game because when I saw this game in my DA inbox and played it, I got hooked. This is Futsai 01's, and of all things, he is here. Good. Futsai 01's Canterlot Siege number 2. And if I assume he is here. I'm just seeing if he's going to Anyway, I'm gonna just play a couple minutes. Futsai, if you Futsai, how do you pronounce it? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. But if you have anything to say, now would be the time to say so. What you do, folks, is try to square this up a little bit. Pick a pony, place them somewhere. You can upgrade them and do all sorts of good fun stuff. Like I said, it's simple but very fun. Foot Z. Okay. Check it out. What you do is, like I said, you place them. You place the ponies. You can upgrade them. Like in this case, I'm going to upgrade Vinyl's range. Start the next wave down the little corner. Like I said, it gets so much fun. It is a really addicting game. I'll just play for a little bit longer. We'll let this wave go. I'm not kidding when I say this, folks. Try it and you will get addicted. And I forgot to put my camera down. Oh well. You guys saw it. I'm just reading some of the comments here. Footsie, do you have anything to add? Anything to say beyond that? If you have nothing, that's fine. But last minute to last chance concerning your bit here to say something. Why do you guys want to see my T-shirt? Like I said, if you have nothing to say, that's fine. Otherwise, we will move on from here. Then howdy, Fidget Fluttershy. Howdy. All right. Then I think we. You're welcome, Footsie. All right. That's all of the special content, or at least non-art video. So, usual question, folks: art or video first? Methinks the delay is a little bit longer today. I think art's winning out, so we'll go with art today, folks. I got 6-3 art. So, or roughly. But anyway, it seems to be pulling away towards art, so we're going to go with art. All right. Who's here? We got Muffinshire, Assassin Monkey. All right. Then let's start with. Before I get to Muffinshire's bit, if you want to, I know I probably shouldn't say this, but if you still want on for, if you want to come onto the air, Muffinshire, you know what to do. If you do not, that's fine. But in the meantime, let's start with Assassin Monkey's picture, titled My Little Apple Pie. Sorry about that, folks. I saw this one, and I just knew I had to have this one on here because it's nothing short of adorable. I don't take this as a whole Apple teeny bit. I just think it just falls under adorable that Applejack would sleep on an apple pie. She's so peaceful, and it's just absolutely cute. Panacea or pancreatic murder. I asked him, what's it like to sleep on an apple pie? I can only imagine that it's about as cozy as it gets. Assassin Monkey, do you have anything to say? Diabetes. I know who has diabetes. If it's a warm apple pie, I can only imagine that would be a good spot to lay down. Any last words, Assassin Monkey, before we move on? Never thought about that, AV Brony. All right. Then let's move on. Give it one last chance. All right, we'll go with this one. Speaking of Alasso, thought I'd share this one with you guys. We got a couple. We do have a few Halloween related ones, but I did try and keep those down a little bit so as to it. I could have easily flooded this one with Halloween related pictures, but I thought it's going to be November 3rd. Halloween is going to be last year's news by then, so I did try and avoid all Halloween ones, but this one I just couldn't resist. This one's titled Derpy's Night Care Night. Quote, it was supposed to be a series of pictures explaining why Derpy was wearing a Santa Claus costume and justifying the title. End quote. I'm just going to kind of let this one speak for itself, but I will give him a little bit credit that I don't think that does need to be stated. He has done a very good job with costumes. I know I've shown quite a bit of his work here lately, and a lot of them have been shown to feature costumes. This one is no exception. Take a look at all of the costumes we've got going on here. We've got Santa, we've got Dash in a dragon suit, and Fluttershy in a turtle, among other things. All of them a really, really nice job. Whatever, Matt. And to be fair, it could be a tortoise costume. How appropriate I would make that mistake on this episode. Anyway, let's move on then. Alright, it's Muffinshire's turn. Speaking of Halloween ones, though, we'll get there when we get there, Nittany. I'm sure if he posts it, I'll most likely pick it up. The only reason I wouldn't is if it was in a how do I want to put this? Not safe for work. That's the best way of putting it. Anyway, this one is by our good friend Muffinshire, titled "Can We Play the Spider Toss Next?" I'm just gonna. I don't even know where to begin with this one. I love this one so much. We've got Shining Armor back there in a Princess Celestia outfit. We've got Twilight Velvet in a very adorable costume, that cowgirl costume, which begs the question, would that be Cowmare? We've got an adorable Twilight, and what else do we have here? Quote. Oh, wait, no, it was never mind. But what I will say is the comment I left him on this picture. Yeah, I can see why Twilight's dad is a little disappointed. That's basically when you take your kids to the fair. You run out of money. I need to order more insulin. Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one, Twilight is Magic. I did not. I never thought of giving him attention, but I should have, Muffinshire. That's a good point. I am Dracula. Muffinshire, anything to add? Anything else you want to say? Later, finish Brony, dude. All right, I did give you the link. All right, then let us move on. Oh, which one do I want to go with next here? I don't think he's going to be on. So, hopefully she is here. I'm going to go with this next one by Looted, titled Doll. First of all, before I say I like this one, I like the, I want to read the description because I like it even more. Quote, Mother loves me because I am her one and only daughter, of course, and I love Mother too. I wish I could go out and play with the other foals, but Mother says I must wait. It's been a long time. How long is forever? It feels like forever. I don't mind because I know Mother loves me. This sounds like something out of a turn of the 20th century literature piece that sounds like some kind of psychological piece. And in my humble opinion, that's something I would read. Very funny, Mr. Ben. Anyway, as I was saying, what was it I was going to say? Lost my train of thought. All right, I'll move on to my next work then, though. I love the metaphor with the crank in the back of the little pony's back. How very, what's the word I want to use? Appropriate, given the context. If she is here, Looted, do you have anything to say? Yeah, how funny we get some trolls here. Oh well. Wouldn't be the first time. Anyway, anyone else, do you guys have anything else to say about this piece? Don't get mad. Get the band hammer. And why do I have the notes on? I have no clue. Anyway, it doesn't sound like anyone has anything to say, so let's move on. Okay. This is someone who we haven't had on here in quite a long time, but there's a bit of a reason for that. This one is titled Princess Horse by Death Pony. just going to kind of let this one speak for itself, but I will say something. Quote, one of the posters for Brony Days. We'll get back to that. I still have some of these left along with other posters and buttons. Check out this journal if you are interested in getting some. There will be a Cura band too, or soon too. Speaking of that journal, I do want to bring it to your guys' attention. But for now, let's check out this piece here. I love this little what's what I'm like, the ponytail on her. I always think those ponytails look so cute on the ponies. Very high quality detail. I like, he's been turning to a lot of 3D animation now and 3D related things. But I still like that he's still sticking to some of this 2D stuff like these posters here. Because he does a really good job and his styling is so unique amongst the fandom. And I'm so glad that he's still doing this kind of stuff. Here is the link. Now let's go back to that journal I was telling you about. Things might have changed for what it's worth, so I'm just going to read this. So I'm going to read this, but what is it I'm going to say? I'm going to read this, but be aware that, wow, I'm really off today. Some of this information might be outdated. That's what I'm trying to say. Back from Brony Days, it was great, yada, yada, yada. I have some posters left. One of each will be sent to a random, never mind. If you want a poster shipped to you, just note me. The posters are A3 size, that's 420 millimeters by 297 millimeters. These are the posters, by the way. I'll get back to them. Prices are $8 for one, $15 for two, $20 for three, $24 for four, $27 for five, $3 for six, and $3 for each additional after that, plus shipping. You can have all 12 for $45, and if so, the shipping is on me. Never mind, the shipping is all on him. Never mind. I also have some buttons left. The one on the bottom left-hand corner is done by Ginger Foxy. So check out her gallery. But anyway, the prices are $2 for one and kind of goes up from there. $5 for three and $1 for each additional button. Shipping's on him. Very few. I will update the pictures according to which ones are still left. And I didn't mention the Brony. They're the Kiraben. But that's okay. Anyway, go ahead and read. Go ahead and read this if you're interested in buying this poster or any one of his. Check it out. Twilight is magic. Anyway. Who do we have here? Oh, I know. Why don't we get this one done with? He's not here, but that's okay. This is the pony silhouette thing by Citra, or silhouette shirts, I'm sorry, by Citra 360. This one I'm just going to make kind of quick. But anyway, last week, Citra released a lot of he released these silhouettes as individual t-shirts. However, I just decided to do it all as one, and just make it easy on him and me. Anyway, Quote, get your favorite pony on a shirt without having to be too obvious or flashy. Available now on his We Love Fine. He's got it right there. Easy peasy. If you want one, links in the description. Check it out. Have fun with it. And I will state this for the record. He wanted to make these, as he put it, without being too obvious or flashy. So if you want to wear a pony shirt but don't want to be obvious, here's your answer. He even has some other ones that are like that, where they're not obnoxious, obvious, or blatant. So again, check out his We Love Fine account and see if there's something you don't, if you like. Oof, I could get to that one. I could get to any one of them. Let's go with this one by Astrothastros, or Goat Train, aka Goat Train. And yeah, he's in here. I can't believe I forgot about you. I'm sorry. This one's titled Secret Ingredient. And of course, it's a comic. Hey AJ, how come your apples are always so good? That's 'cause we grow them with extra love. I'll take 20. Surprise chrysalis. I love it. I love it, love it, love it for that reason and that reason. Well, not necessarily alone, but that is definitely one of my reasons that I love this so much is surprise chrysalis. And no, I can't do a good chrysalis, so don't ask me to do that, people. Go Train, do you have anything to say about this? About this piece? I'll take 20. That's about as good as it's going to get. And that's just it, Mr. Bennett. You need to have some funky effects for her voice. No, I'm not doing Smoker Batman. Not on a New Faces comic. How do you think that worked out, Go Train? Let me rephrase that. Do you think it got the effect you wanted? Cool. Let's see. I don't know. Remember if I followed you. I think I did. I have to agree with that, Iwa. Sometimes, of course, but yeah, I agree with that. All right. I think we shall move on from here then. Go Train. Do you have any last words I should ask first? Of course. You're welcome. Any last words? There's some Smoker Batman for you guys. All right. Let's go with these, and I'm going to these next two are by Toxic Mario. I'm going to yeah, that's fine, Go Train. By all means, please do. I'm going to bring his stuff up, and I am going to call him. I do not expect to get him because he's at a convention right now. However, this way I can say I tried. Yeah, it's not even letting me try because I need to know his actual phone number. So we're going to get these out of the way and move on from there. First one titled What the Hey. Know what? I can do a mean derpy as I'm going to get to do here. Hey, Dash, I'm real tired. I'm going to go hit the hay. All right. All right, Derpy. See you tomorrow. Sometime later. Somewhat Matt the Shadow Man. If you've ever watched SpongeBob, you'll catch what I mean. Several bad puns later. That's still my favorite one. Punchy derp. Okay, that's funny, Matt the Shadow Man. Punchy derp out. This last one of his is titled Awakening by, quote, Wereluna. Happy Nightmare Night, or Halloween, or whatever. Have some Wereluna for this day. This will be my last Wereluna of 2013 until March. End quote. So yeah, for those of you who like this character, Wereluna, sorry, this is going to be the last one you get. Something that I do like about this picture are the wings, actually. These seem a little bit longer, I guess, yeah, I could say bigger, than some of the previous pictures Tox has done with Wereluna. And I think this works a little bit better when the wings are a little bit longer. The body proportions then look a little bit more believable, I suppose. Dark 92 Enigma. Yeah, that's partially my point. 3 hours later. Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards. Anything to anything to say, folks? Funny thing is my stream is not showing any dropped frames. It's just try refreshing. Yeah. Who? Hopefully he'll come back. Must be just one of those days or something. But anyway, um, yeah, and like I said, I'm streaming just fine. So, like I said, maybe just everyone's having a collectively bad day with their internet or something. I don't know. Anyway, we should probably consider moving along here because we're running a little behind on time. This next one is by a new one as well, The Great Rogue, titled Bad Liar. I saw this one and I just had to get this one in for a couple of reasons. Later, Assassin Monkey. Hey, hey, Pinky. Remember the time our cutie mark switched? Twilight told me that y'all had been singing about how your life sucked and that it wasn't fun. You really think that way about my life that way? What? No, of course not. Just I was just describing myself and how I suck at working. Yeah, let's go with that. You're worse at you're worse at lying than me. You're worse at lying. You're worse at lying than me. Sparkle. Now you can see why I wanted to put this one on. Yeah, I have to admit I love her art style here. I think this is, it's interesting and I actually really like her designs here. All right, moving along. Hmm. Okay, let's go with this one. This next one is by our good friend Pixel Kitties, titled Nightmare Night Festival. I'm not going to read all of the description here, but what I will say is this bit. Here's the full-size version of the interlinked autograph cards I made for the MLP voice actors, staff, and friends attending Nightmare Night in Dallas next weekend. That would be this this one, I believe. But anyway, let's just take a look at. We can take a look at what is it I want to say here. Take a look at this. I'm just going to kind of let this one speak for itself. Oh, and by the way, bottom left corner here, very funny, Chrysalis. Yeah, here's another little cameo by our beloved changeling queen, folks. For the full list of who she put in here, check the description. Sarcastic, Matt. Sarcasm. Sure, I point out Chrysalis and you guys are going gaga for Zecora. Mind you, I don't blame ya. All right, let us move on. I'll probably be discussing that some other day, my brony side, but I'm not going to. I am not going to discuss that. Not right now. Okay, I'm going to. Speaking of Chrysalis, sometimes I forget how much what I put in here. This is a cosplay by Norixina222 titled "The Changeling Queen Number One." She put together 4 pictures of a Queen Chrysalis cosplay. Quote: "The model is Rebecca, a friend of hers. The photographer is her, and the costume design was also by her. So her friend's just modeling for her." End quote. Anyway, what was it I was going to say? I picked this one because not only do I really like the lighting with this one, but I think what else really stands out is actually some of the contrast. Obviously, of course, it's not Queen Chrysalis herself in, say, like in this case, a parking garage, but you can kind of think of it as the cosplayer as Queen Chrysalis herself. And what's really great about this is, I feel anyway, it contrasts and complements all in the same. Queen Chrysalis in a parking garage? That sounds odd, given where Queen Chrysalis is from. And yet, this works. So this clashing and complementing happens in one, and it's strange, but it works. There is also a how-to or how she made it video I'll link to you guys shortly. I'm not going to bring it up or show it, but I will link it to you eventually. The cars are Decepticons. And the video. There you go. And we shall move on. And to finish things off in the art department, we have 2 of them by our good friend Joey Darkmeat. I think we'll start with this one titled Lazy Luna. I'm actually kind of thinking of the second one already, but I'll go with this one first. This one is titled Lazy Luna. He didn't have I thought he had a description, but I think I was imagining it. Anyway, I'll make a description here. For those days where absolutely nothing happens, but you find a way to utilize that boredom. By the way, no one knows what she's playing, but you're allowed, of course, to imagine it being Pokemon X or Y. Retro Cheerily. Yeah, don't remind me of that, please. If you come to the episode premieres, you'll know what I mean. Hey, I aim to entertain, Moonview. I confess that I swear he made her just a bit chubbier. And I actually kind of like that because why not? Rainbow Christmas light deer. All right, let us move on. Finally, we have purple sparkled wheelbarrow. Just going to kind of let this one speak for itself. Why do I think? Why do I get the feeling that this is some sort of Looney Tunes-esque setup for some joke, like Spike's gonna run her off a cliff or something? And you know what? That would be funny. All the what? I thought this was a fairly family-friendly image, actually. I'm sorry if you guys think otherwise. I wasn't trying to. Whatever. I'm going to move on then. And that's all we have for art, folks. So we're going to move on to videos. Which one? Okay. Let's go with this one by Ferrex's titled Nightmare Night.
Rising again, cause this is Nightmare Night. Living in the past, so you won't last without the problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nightmare Night and SFM by Fairx's. Would that get out of there? Seriously? Yeah, I love it. Suggested videos, Smile HD. Because clearly I've been dabbling in violent, offensive pony videos. Thank you, YouTube. Anyway, now this last one. this last one, I'm just going to say this, folks. I'm expecting all of the what? This one is titled Friendship is Manly by Kanashi Panda. By the way, if your testosterone levels haven't risen by now, they should. Kanashi Panda's Friendship is Manly. All right, folks. Y'all ready for the ponies? I figured. I'm not even. I know you guys are, so I'm not going to waste your time with that. Let's get started.
Winona's head? Is this weird, or is it just me? Angel? Gummy? Okay, this is officially beyond weird now and move right on down to Freaky Town. Phew. My little pony, my little pony. My little pony. I used to wonder what friendship could be. Until you all shared its magic with me. Big adventure, tons of fun. A beautiful heart, faithful and strong. Sharing kindness, it's an easy feat. And magic makes it all complete. You have mine. Do you know you're all my very best friends. All right. Let's get Sincerest apologies, Rainbow, if our pets were bothering you. Say you're sorry, Opal. She's sorry.
What are you all doing out here? Well, we always round up our critters for a regular old pony pet playdate in this park. You do? Same time every week.
I thought you knew. You didn't know? She didn't know? Well, we had initially planned on inviting Rainbow, of course, except... We were totally gonna invite you, Rainbow. Then Twilight remembered that you don't even have a pet. And Rarity remembered that you really like to take naps in the afternoon. So Applejack figured you wouldn't be missing out on anything anyway. And Fluttershy and I nodded our heads in agreement like this. Oh, please don't be mad at us.
Oh, I'm not mad. You all are right. Not much point of a pony pet playdate for me if I'm a pony without a pet, right? Exactly. So, if you'll excuse us. Come on, Hey! Now, wait a minute. Just because I don't have a pet now doesn't mean I never want a pet.
Oh, really? You really want a pet? Really? Because I've got so many wonderful choices at my house. Oh, and I know you'll just love them. And they'll love you. Oh, and you'll be best friends forever and ever. Now, Rainbow, my dear, I cannot express my delight. It's abundantly clear that somewhere out here is a pet that will suit you just right. I can't wait to get started. But first let me set a few rules. It's of utmost importance the pet that I get is something that's awesome and cool. Awesome, cool, got it. I have so many wonderful choices, just wait you will see. I need something real fast like a bullet to keep up with me. Sure, how about a bunny? They're cutesy and wootsy and quick as can be.
Cutesy, wootsy, have you even met me?
Rainbow, have faith. You see, I will bet you somewhere in here is a pet that will get you. Come on, the sky's the limit.
Sky is good. I'd like it to fly.
Really? Because I think this Widow Pooty Tat has your name written all over it. Yes, he does. Oh, look, he likes you.
Pass.
I have so many wonderful choices for you to decide. There are otters and seals with massive appeal.
Otters and seals do not fly.
Maybe not, but I've seen this particular seal catch 10 feet of air when he breaches the water.
That's it. I'm out of here.
Wait, there must be a pet here that will fit the ticket. How about a ladybug or a cute cricket?
Bigger and cooler.
Bigger, cooler, right. I've got just the thing in that tree dash. Meet your new fabulous pet squirrely.
It's just a squirrel.
Not just any squirrel, a flying squirrel.
Yeah, so like I was saying. Fluttershy pal, this won't cut it. I need a pet to keep up with me. Something awesome, something flying with coolness that defies gravity.
I'm sensing you want an animal that can fly.
You think?
I have plenty of wonderful creatures who soar in the sky. Like a sweet hummingbird or a giant monarch butterfly.
Better, but cooler.
I see. How about an owl or a wasp or a toucan? There's so many wonderful creatures alike, so that there are falcons and eagles. They are both quite regal. Or perhaps what you need is a dark and mysterious bat.
Now you're talking. But instead of just one standout, now that's too many. So many choices and such riches aplenty.
Not a bad problem to have if you ask me.
The bat would be awesome, but the wasp I'm digging too. You have something in a yellow striped bat.
No, I've got a hot pink flamingo, just dying to meet you.
What to do, what to do.
A prize!
That's it! There's really just one way to find out which animal's best. Hold a contest of speed, agility, and guts that will put each pet to the test.
Don't forget style, that should be considered.
They don't know for sure who's best of the litter.
The one who is awesome is cool,
Just like me. Can't settle for less cause I'm the best. So a contest we will see. Who's the number one greatest, perfectest pet in the world for me?
May the games be
takes to be my pet, do ya? Well, we'll just see about that. If any of you don't think you can handle it, bow out now before you humiliate yourself in front of your peers. This competition isn't for the weak. You'd better be prepared to step up your game. You call that flapping? That's better. There's only room on Team Dash for one of you, and my future pet needs to be able to take it to the extreme. Any questions? I got one. Does she understand what a pet really needs?
Yeah, like care and attention, love and affection. And breath mints.
Now you just pay attention and try your best and...
Seriously, Fluttershy? The turtle? What did you bring that thing here for?
Technically, he's a tortoise, and he's always dreamed of being some pony's pet. He just wants a chance to compete, and he won't get in the way. You won't even know he's here.
No.
Oh, just let him try.
But there's no way he can possibly keep up. Look at him.
It won't hurt to let him try. But just let him try.
Fine. But don't say I didn't warn you. This isn't a game, you know. All right. Now these games will determine which one of you has the most important qualities I'm looking for in a pet. Speed. Agility. Guts. Style. Coolness. Awesomeness. And radicalness.
Aren't those all the same thing?
You would think that, Twilight. And that's why you would never qualify to be my pet. Speed. On your marks. Get set. Sort of speedy. Not speedy. Pretty speedy. Could be more speedy. Yeah, that's speed. Well done, guys. That's just sad. Agility. Sorta agile. Not agile. Pretty agile. Could be more agile. Wanna know the opposite of agility? That. Yeah, baby! Now that's what I call agility. Don't leave me hanging. I'm gonna have to shave a point off your score for that. Okay! Which of you has the guts to try and get Opal's favorite toy away from her? Now that takes guts! Style. Any pet of mine's gotta look good, 'cause you've gotta make me look good. Coolness. Sorta cool. Not cool. Pretty cool. Could be cooler. Not what I had in mind. I can't hear you! Now that's a cool sound! Sorta awesome? Not awesome. Could be more awesome. Oh yeah, that is awesome! You did that already. That's pretty much all you can do, huh? radical in this competition, so I'm gonna have to take some points off. Listen, Turtle.
Tortoise.
Whatever. You've had your fun, but I think you and I both know who made the cut and who didn't. You didn't. I mean, A for effort and everything. You gave it your best shot. Maybe I've got a gold star sticker around here somewhere you can have. But seriously, go home. You're starting to creep me out. So, anyway, you're all outstanding competitors. But there can only be one of you who's number one. So the final tie-breaking contest is going to be... Pause for dramatic effect. A race against me! Through Ghastly Gorge! Dun dun dun! Kazoo night. Actually, Ghastly Gorge isn't scary. It's fun. I've flown through it a million times myself, so obviously I'll be at the front of the pack. But whichever of you make it across the finish line with me will have proven you can keep up with me, and will have earned the honor and glory of getting to be my pet. Ready? Set, go! Try to keep up. Can't catch me! Come on, slowpokes. You want to win, don't ya? Oh, I forgot to tell you. Watch out for the Koray eels. They don't like it when you get too close to their nest. Like this. Easy peasy, 1, 2, 3. Right, you guys? Hey! Whoa! Come on! No! Wait! Come back! Don't leave me! I'm the one who's supposed to win! I don't want to end up stuck here forever! Oh, no. This can't be happening! Forever is way too long to be trapped in Ghastly Gorge! I mean, it's like forever! Some pony! Any pony! Help me! Woohoo! My prayers have been answered. Oh, thank you. You? Oh, no! Now I'm not only going to be stuck here forever, I'm going to be stuck here forever with the most annoying turtle in the world. I'm doomed. Doomed, I tell you.
Tortoise.
Way to go.
Good. Something's not right here.
Where's Rainbow Dash?
Great galloping galoshes. There's been an avalanche in there. Rainbow.
Wait, look! It's the turtle.
Tortoise!
Whatever.
And he's carrying something on his back.
Look, it's Rainbow Dash. It's her. It's Rainbow.
Ray?
Maybe we'd better go meet him halfway.
Way to go, little guy.
Oh, thank goodness you're not hurt, Rainbow.
Just my pride.
I certainly hope all of this dreadful dust was worth it.
It sure was, if it means Rainbow gets to have her own little critter just like the rest of us from now on. Thanks. What you did, I owe you one.
Rainbow, your new pet is over here waiting for you.
Oh, right. Yeah, that. What's the matter?
You got your perfect pet, right? The best of the best like you wanted, remember? It can fly and it's not a squirrel. Should we sing about it again?
A falcon sure looks good on you, Rainbow. Easy, fella. Nothing to be afraid of. The falcon sure does look cool. He's absolutely everything I wanted in a pet.
Yay?
But I said whoever crosses the finish line with me gets to be my pet.
You did say that. She did say that. That was the rule.
And the only racer who crossed the finish line with me was the one who stopped to save me when I needed help. The Tortoise!
But what about the...
Would you look at that? He even smiles slow. Spike, take a letter. Dear Princess Celestia, I used to think that the most important traits to look for in a pet, or any best friend, were all physical competitive abilities. But now I can see how short-sighted and shallow that was. Today I learned what the most important quality really is. A certain kind of spirit. A stick-to-itiveness. A never-give-up, can-do attitude that's the mark of a real winner. And this tortoise has it.
tenacity?
Gesundheit. You just can't stop that little guy. He's like a tank.
But Rainbow, you didn't want a pet that couldn't fly because it would keep you grounded and hold you back, remember?
Come on, Tank. We're gonna be late for our very first pony pet playdate.
Ladies and gentlemen, may the best pet win. All right. I know I was watching a lot of your guys' initial thoughts and all that. It sounds like a lot of this is going to be extremely beauty is in the eye of the beholder type of stuff. As such, we'll get there, but I want to say that for the end because it sounds like it's going to get heated, it's going to get ugly, and I'm not going to put up with it, at least not right off the bat. So, initial thoughts about this episode? Rain Shadow. Hold that thought, Mr. Ben, because that's going to be the first thing we talk about. Knit. Knitney Discord. Somewhat Twilight is magic, but for what it's worth, let's start out with what Mr. Ben said. I'm just going to kind of state this one, and I was too stupid enough to get the picture of it. But something that Mr. Ben did bring up that I'll say is, yeah, for anyone who, especially if you watched this episode first, or the first time you watched it, everyone kind of hinted at it would be the tortoise at the end. Yes, I'm going to try and keep my syntax, or not syntax, keep the terms in order. Everyone figured the tortoise was going to be Rainbow Dash's pet. Why? Well, let me give you guys a little quick history here. The episode itself was conceived of and worked on in November of 2010. In 2011, at a toy fair, an RD toy was on display with a turtle accessory. You guys probably saw that one. It's the Riding Along series of toys. And this came out not only then, February of 2011, but it was eventually released to stores. At least here in the States it was. And so, of course, everyone saw Rainbow Dash with a tortoise. Rainbow Dash with a tortoise. Everyone saw that toy. Everyone knew about it. And then comes this episode. Forget the fact that the episode itself kind of hints at it in the start. Everyone and their mother, myself included, said, there's Rainbow Dash's pet, the tortoise. I'll eventually move to calling him Tank. But I always found that funny that not only would they do that, but what a blatant 22-minute commercial, folks. Just reading the comments at this point. Okay, I guess we could. This one is probably one of those episodes where we can just kind of move along bit by bit. So, what do you guys have to say about the intro? The before the opening song and whatnot. Well, true, Rain Shadow, but like I say, or the point I was making was this one's a little bit more blunt than the others. And yeah, that is true. Every episode is a 22-minute commercial, but you get my point. Nothing? Nothing about the opening line, folks? Or the opening scene? That's a way of looking at a Dark 92 Enigma. Mini Discord. Yeah, everyone after that bit was saying it's Discord's pet. I don't blame them. We've already kind of moved into the song, but we'll move there just since everyone else is. So what do you guys have to say about the song? There was actually a point I was going to bring up. Oh wait, I'm saving that for the next episode. That's right. Hold that thought though, Mr. Ben, for the next episode or next episode review that we do, because it'll be a while before we do that. I wish I had as much to say about music as I do art, but all I can really say about the music is, yeah, I enjoy it. To be fair, this isn't my most favorite song of season 2. It should be fairly obvious which one mine is, but we'll get there when we get there. AV Brony. You're hitting the nail on the head there. However, this song, yeah, I don't hate it. Certainly enjoyable. I think we can kind of move into a grander view of things here, folks. How do I want to word it, though? I suppose we can probably just talk about the rest of the episode as we can talk about the rest of the episode as one giant topic. So, starting from the end of the song to the end of the episode, let's bring it on, basically. Well, that kind of goes without saying, Ryonosuke. Rainbow Dashing glasses. I wouldn't hate that. I'm just going to come out and say this, though, folks. Rainbow Dash holding a competition to find out who her best pet would be. I actually not only find that to be in line with her, but given the fact that she has multiple options and decisions, I think that's actually a really good idea. It's the same thing as, say, I don't know, pick anything, a phone, a computer, uh, something like that. We don't just pick whichever one is available to us, or how do I word this? When we go out to buy something, we of course want the best. So how do we do that? We put them side by side and say, this works, this doesn't work. This works sort of, and so on and so forth. We narrow it down until we get to, maybe our last two, or even down to the very last one, and then we make our choice happily. At least in most cases. I can't say that's, every decision, but my point exactly. Never thought about that, Ryunosuke. We're talking about May the Best Pet Win, people. We're not talking about Wonderbolt Academy. Trust me, we'll get there when we get there. So, and if anything, not only does it give us some good just filler moments, sure, I guess, no, not filler. I won't say filler. It's not filler because filler has very little option other than padding out the time, which this isn't, to an extent. What I will say is that just some good, easy, simple moments. That's what I'll say. Yeah, join the club, Nit. You're not alone in that. Too much. Do you guys have anything to say concerning this point in terms of the competition? Because I want to move on to Ghastly Gorge. That's why. That's why I'm asking. Hire a pet. All right, so we'll move on to Ghastly Gorge. Let's talk about Ghastly Gorge then. Hold that thought, Pony 4100. She said one of the competitions was guts, So, yeah, I mean, and this harkens back to my narrowing down point, Spade Gensect. The idea of she's narrowed it down to 4. Now let's narrow that 4 down to 1. She even said at one point, you can bow out at any time. Or she said, bow out now, but I don't think the idea of any one of the animals bowing out at the Ghastly Gorge part was out of the question. I don't think Dash would have objected to it. As such, the animals themselves willingly said, we're racing. And obviously, if any one of them bowed out at that point, it would kind of fall under, then why were they there? But I'm not going to get into the writing and storytelling aspect of it. That's my point, Rain Shadow. That's right there. I'd go with sapience as opposed to sentience, Mr. Ben. But that's just it, is these animals seem a little bit more sapient than our world's counterparts. As such, I would be willing to wager that they can weigh these decisions and say, I can leave or not. There is a difference, Mr. Ben. That falls under a case of, again, use, Retro Cheerily. Where are you going to use them again? But I'm not going to go there beyond that. What do you mean by that, Matt? As in, go help her or what? Wait. Back up. No, do explain that because something's flying over my head here. Okay, thank you, Rain Shadow. Yeah, again, this harkens back to the idea of they had at any time the ability to bow out, but let's ignore that for a second. Yeah, Mr. Ben. Yes, it did. Rain Shadow and Matt the Shadow Man, I'm guessing that falls under perspective. And like I said, given the fact that the animals behave a bit differently, that they behave a bit differently means the perspective of animal abuse falls under different categories. And of course, the term animal abuse falls on abuse itself. I could even broaden it. Are falls under a different category. Me taking a baseball bat to someone's head is abuse. Me slapping someone is subjective. Some will call it abuse, some will not. Hence, this notion of the animals getting abused in Ghastly Gorge is a means of subjectivity. I don't even think that it's a means of loyalty to a fault, Matt the Shadow Man. I still stand behind what I said in the notion of, hang on. And this is something I was actually hoping to save for two episodes later, but I'll say it right now and kind of preview it. Sometimes the story overshadows some things. And in this case, if what you're saying is this whole idea of animal abuse and whatnot, then, or, whatever the case, that's not the point. The point of it is whatever the lesson is. In this case, it's a means of learning about tenacity and what's important in a person, or pet in this case. It's not about what constitutes abuse and whatnot. That's because I refer you to my subjectivity point again, Matt the Shadow Man. And besides, intent is, regardless if you intend, I guess what was it going off somewhere? I'm expecting more, so that's why I'm going silent. Never mind the fact that it's a cartoon. Never mind the fact that the worst you're going to get is just some scrapes and bruises. Do you honestly think any one of these animals is going to get, actually physically long-lasting abuse? But I know what you're going to say. That's not the point. It's an implication. And this is going to come back to us in a future episode. First of all, what Iwa is saying there. That's RD for you. Second, she said it herself in this episode. This is not a game. These are going to put you to the test. This is going to subject you to stuff that's going to break you. And as Rain Shadow just said right there. If anything, just as Rain Shadow said, it's not like Rainbow Dash is having them go through the gorge themselves. She's actually going through it with them. So she's just as she's subjecting her life just as much as they are. If she wasn't, to an extent, I would agree with you then. But the fact that she's putting her life in the very same danger that the pets are not only says something about her, Dash, but but it says something about the situation itself. I refer you partially to what I said about the story overshadowing some things sometimes. Two, I wouldn't be shocked if everyone was well aware of what was going to happen, including the Ghastly Gorge race. Three, are they going to get in the way? And then what? You're going to have some boring ethical debate that no one is either going to understand or want. I certainly wouldn't want that in this episode. Four, even if they did go down that road, would that have stopped Dash? Again, as Rain Shadow put, Rainbow Dash wanted a pet that laughs at danger, that wants the greatest pet that would, laugh at danger, be cool, all that fun jazz. This is the end of the road. The four have made it, and now only one will stand with her at the end. That was the point. Yeah, Rain Shadow said it right there too. Dash pays for it herself. Twilight's magic is hitting it right on the head there. And yeah, as Rain Shadow put it, Dash is the only one who pays in Ghastly Gorge, and that's because of her ego more than anything. We'll hold that thought, Spade Gensec, because when we get to a future episode, we'll talk about that. Dark 92 Enigma, that's context. She's, of course, meaning this is not a game as in like Monopoly or Apples to Apples or, a board game where that's relatively harmless. But then saying, now these games will test yada, yada, yada. What's she going to call them? Events? Okay, that would work, but now you're just splitting hairs at that point and, pick a synonym. Can't argue with any of this. Not that I would, because I agree with it. Some faults take time to get over. Some can get over in a heartbeat, as Rain Shadow's putting here. From a storytelling standpoint, I want to elaborate on that a little bit. Some faults that take time to get over with create paths and doors that you can go through. Read more episodes, more stories, etc. Hence, and some of it is just a case of personalities, as everyone here has been pointing out. No, Matt the Shadow Man, no. In this episode, she's bent on getting a pet. And I think more than anything, she's made it very clear as to what she wants. And that, the idea of, what you said, her idea of wanting to become a Wonderbolt, it never even comes up in here. But no, I don't even think so. All right. Why don't we move on to the episode summary? Because I don't think there's really anything left for us to really say about anything. We've hit most of I guess I should ask is there anything left for anything before we move to the episode summary that you guys want to say? All right, so why don't we move to the episode summary? I'm going to let you guys throw a few more points out here. I know there's a delay, so I'm going to compensate for that in my speech here. Go ahead and throw yours in there. I'll get to mine in a second. Mr. Ben. Dark 92 Enigma. Some are spade gensect. Believe it or not, there are diurnal bats. Mostly fruit bats, but yeah, there are diurnal ones. Well, there's a shock spade gensect. All right, overall, what do I want to say about this episode outside of what I already have written? I actually really like this episode myself. It falls more under how do I want to word this? It's not in my top 10, I'll admit, but I think given what season 2 brings though, that's saying a lot. Just reading another comment there. I really got to stop doing that. Overall though, I like this episode. It's kind of a rainy day one, but better. I don't think I am actually genuinely surprised at how many people here don't like this episode. I know Matt's mentioned it to me before, but it's everyone else here, and that's not only on here at BwB, but around the net, the Pony Sphere, and it's like that's my reaction to all of it, or at least the summary of it, anyway. But yeah, I'm going to fall under the guys who like this one. As I said, it's not going to be in my top 10. This one's probably like Griffin the Brush Off or Cutie Mark Chronicles to me. Good, but not in my top 10. What do you guys have to say, though, about the idea of, I know this is probably better for the start, but maybe just as well here, the idea of Rainbow Dash getting a pet, in the sense of, well, I guess any sense. The idea of RD getting a pet. I'm fine with the idea of Rainbow Dash getting a pet for the record. And part of the reason is just because it completes the circle. I'm actually really impressed that they were able to make an episode around that. Mind you, they did with Twilight, but the idea of how do I want to put this? That one came unexpectedly. This one, as unexpectedly as it did, this one I will say didn't because, again, complete the circle. Now they all have a pet. Probably not, Matt the Shadow Man. Run a little bit over time here. Interesting thought. Twilight is magic. Hold that thought, Matt. I'll explain it when we get there. All right, I think we're just starting to derail and whatnot now. Besides, I've said just about all I want to say. So let's wrap this up, folks. Reading the subjects. Anyway, wrapping this up. Next week, next week is an interview, actually, folks. We've been doing 3 episodes of reviews, and I'd like to do an interview. So next week is an interview. Really have high hopes on this one. The week after that is going to be a discussion episode for season 4. As I said, season 4 predictions, and there's going to be one little hint that I'm not going to reveal until the Wednesday of that week, or when apropos. Anyway, that's the schedule for the next 2 weeks. So we won't be getting into episode 8 until at minimum 3 weeks later. And even there, we still might not. It's just going to be a matter of, that's going to be a matter of how the week after next one works out. I don't expect it to be, or back up. When we get to episode 8, there's another discussion episode that we're going to do. So it's kind of, I had to schedule this 2 week block of things. So there's some other scheduling things that I'm trying to organize, and at this point, it's just kind of a matter of letting things fall into place. But we'll get to there when we get there. Anyway, we want to thank y'all for stopping on by. So I want to thank y'all for stopping on by. Hope you liked what you saw, and sorry about all the trolls and whatnot, folks. But in the meantime, hope to see you next week for the interview. For myself, Everlasting Joy, and my co-workers, Mr. Ben and Twilight is Magic, I want to thank you all for stopping by. And in the meantime, farewell.